Good morning, bows and bow ties. I know it's been a minute. I didn't really have a whole lot to say, so I didn't really record a video. Okay, let me rephrase that. I always have a lot to say, but I didn't necessarily want to come on and do a video. So you excuse me as you look at me in this video. My hair has these two braids for those of you in podcast land. There's like two cornrows on the side, and I have my hair pulled back in a ponytail for us. Like two small cornrows and then a ponytail. So I look like one gigantic face of booty or something. I don't know what's happening here, but it's happening. So anyway, so people are continuously reacting to apparently there was this guy. Now I saw the guy go on the I think I even referenced it maybe a couple weeks ago, maybe just kind of like circular. I don't remember what I said, but the guy went on one of those podcasts and he was talking about he was 6'4" and he was like high value or something because he makes over 100K. And I'm like, that's your criteria? So anyway, they continue to follow up on this ding-a-ling. So it comes out that this man who thinks he's everything, and he's going after women who I think he's kind of like dog whistling around black women. This guy, apparently, because I don't listen to his podcast, apparently it's called No Fugazi or Fugazi, one of the two. You know how I feel about those kinds of men but podcasts. So I typically like to, scroll. I swipe, right? I don't like to put that in my feed. So I had seen the guy before, but I didn't really know him because I don't follow this guy. Okay. So apparently other people are reacting to this guy, and I guess I don't know what he's yammering about, but apparently it comes out most of the rhetoric he has is don't date single women, and he's really it's like a dog whistle around black women. Come to find out, all the stuff that he says about dating these single women is that and the other, and don't play stepdaddy and all this other stuff. He's doing it with a white woman. Now, for me, I don't care that she's white or black or anything like that. I think the messaging was so hypocritical. Like, you guys shouldn't do this. But I'm like, aren't you doing the very same thing? And clearly he doesn't like black women. But he likes to go on these podcasts and bash like women, single women, black women, whatever, right? And I just feel like the community is just so embarrassing because we spend more time. Now, here I am dedicating cycles to it too because I feel like a hypocrite. But like, we spend so much time hyper focusing on these people who don't even matter. Like, they're not even doing anything to benefit the community. They're taking their resources and everything outside of the community, which is fine. I mean, like, because we're all humans. I'm like, I'm not anti other races or anything like that. I mean, and I feel like if somebody from another race is going to treat you good, you should be with that person. You should not be locked into somebody from your race. I feel like we're all part of the human race. However, I just feel like most of the people are doing it is they're doing it out of anti-blackness, not just because, hey, I found somebody and he's amazing or she's amazing and treats me like $1 million, right? There's a lot of anti-blackness going on. Um, so this guy clearly is a dingling because some of the stuff he says, like I don't follow it, but I only see the clips. But the thing that was tickling me, I won't say tickle, that's probably not the right word. It was just like the community will focus more on that versus the solution to anything. Like, I really wish that we would focus on things like how do we, combat food insecurities and how do we teach those who are in urban environments how to grow food from the house, or I don't know, I just off the top of my head. Instead, we focus on, can you guys see my two braids? Yeah. Okay, sorry. My little ponytail in the back. So I just feel like we spend so much time talking about why we hate each other and I don't know what is up with these guys trying to force people to see them as high value when nothing about them whistles or indicates high value, right? Um, and I think perhaps the things that they value are not in line with reality. So we focus on these people, like the most degenerate people in society, instead of focusing on things like how are we going to ensure that the community is highly educated? How are we going to ensure that we have access to medical care, treatment, preventative care? How are we going to combat food insecurity? How are we going to, ensure that we secure a financial base that will bring stability? How do we create more community banks and, the such? Um, what kind of businesses can we create that are sustainable within the community and could get outside dollars, just like we support other communities on a daily basis, but no one is supporting us? Instead, we want to get out here on these platforms and like just with these microphones and talk about why you shouldn't date a single woman, single. And I feel like it's so embarrassing because it's mostly the men getting out there. They claim that they're leaders and they're not. This is how you're leading the community. These are your primary talking points. Your only claim to being high value is the fact that you have some genetics that made you 6'4". I'm like, but your beard is big. You're walking around with braids in your head. Like, what is that? Is that high value? Because you make over 100K? Well, if you live in the DC metro area, almost everybody makes that. That's that's actually average. That is average. So I'm like, that's your criteria for being high value? I don't know. I guess to me, it's just so cringeworthy. I don't understand why we don't have collectively a sense of self worth where we say, like, you know what, I'm going to police what I say, and we're going to gatekeep our image a little bit, right? It is so embarrassing. I mean, the secondhand embarrassment that I face, that I see when I see this stuff, and I'm just kind of like, I mean, it just took my breath away. But anyway, this guy, the No Fugazi guy, don't ask me what his name is. I don't know. I'm going to call him No Fugazi. So he is like the biggest hypocrite. And I struggle because the men who watch him, especially if they look like him, that's who you're subscribing to? Is that who you're also ascribing to be like? Is that who you're looking up to? Like, I I am done. Like, I'm like, this is what we're putting out there for our men. And I think he has like a whole lot of people who subscribe to him. Um, I don't even want to go out to his page. I don't want to go out to his page. And then you've got what else? Oh, so apparently I'm gonna move on. I didn't know that Kendrick Lamar put out a new album this weekend, and I've heard clips of it because people are playing clips of it, and of course they're trolling Drake and Lil Wayne because Lil Wayne was upset that he didn't get selected for the Super Bowl. I mean, I would feel snubbed, but I would also be like congratulatory to Kendrick. Kendrick had a monster year, right? And sometimes you got to read the room. And I know a lot of people are going to feel some kind of way, like, oh, if it's in New Orleans. And I'm like, I get it. But I'm like, I also get it. So at the end of the day, the NFL, this is the thing that kills me about people like me. They're so busy trying to police what happens on somebody else's product. I'm like, sorry about that. That was my alarm. It just blacked out the screen for a second. This is what people kill me. We get on these platforms and complain about stuff that we don't have ownership in. We do not own the NFL product. So those owners can choose whoever they want to perform at the Super Bowl. But then you get people who are so dumb and get upset when the NFL or people who, like, we don't own these institutions and these products and these industries, right? And so then it's like we're always looking for people to play nicely with their products. And I'm like, you know, the thing, it's hard for me to explain. It's just hard for me to explain. Anyway, let me move on. Um, I think the biggest thing too is now I'm sitting here, so I'm like, look at them trying to follow this truck. So anyway, sorry, I'm looking at the coppers trying to follow that truck so that its cargo is safe or something. I don't know. Anyway, so that's the thing that I was just sitting there thinking about, like how you get secondhand embarrassment. Kendrick Lamar comes out with a second um album. He kind of like a little bit coded at like Drake and Wayne. Because little Wayne is in his, now he's in his feelings, and I'm just sitting there thinking like, you need to stop being in your feelings. All of these people continuously remain upset over something that they don't own. It goes back to what I said about Kanye, right? Now, I know it seems like I'm jumping topics, but just stay with me for a second. Everybody thought he was so brilliant. He's still getting paid residuals from Adidas, aka Adidas, but Adidas is a European company. So over in Europe it's Adidas. So the thing that I was trying to explain to people, because they thought that he was just amazing, and I was like, you guys sound so stupid. Kanye was a dingaling. Yeah, he got paid a lot of money. I will not knock that from him. But he did not play chess. He was playing checkers. He should have been using all of that to help grow his own. He did not create his own social media platform. And so they were like, we will silence you because you don't own this platform. He did not invest in his own banking system. So I think if I remember correctly, it was JP Morgan and company. Like they were like, yeah, your money's no longer welcome here, right? It's hard when you can't be part of a bank. You got to be able to transact money. Like he did not go out and establish his own manufacturing for these Yeezy shoes that I thought were ugly. But what if you like it? I'm not gonna even say I love it. You love it. The point I'm making was he didn't even establish his own anything. And then he wants to get mad and say they're trying to remove a black man's billionaire status. No, you're the ding dong. You're the one who didn't, do certain things. You chose to rest on people giving you access to their platforms. You just did it on a larger scale, but you did the exact same thing. And then you want to complain and say it was racial. Well, you can't go on their platforms talking about their people and think that there won't be some sort of consequence. And I'm like, the nerve of black people. You own nothing. You take up residency in their industries, on their platforms, in their environments, talk about their people, and then get mad when there are retaliatory measures. And that was just kind of like, and you got all these people up in arms. And I'm like, this is so embarrassing. So anyway, bringing it back to Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar drops a record, and he's yapping. Well, I don't know if it was, I only heard clips. And, there's a little shot at, Drake. From what I hear, from the way it was explained to me, I don't know, because, I'm not that caught up. And, he said something about, like, he would think that Wayne could congratulate him. Something. I forgot what the line was in one of the songs. And Lil Wayne is now, I think he put out, I don't know. I was just kind of like, this is so dumb. I'm like, what is it an insult that you're not performing? If it's in New Orleans, it kind of, yeah, but you don't own the platform. And Kendrick had a monster year. So I don't know, maybe I'm just on an island by myself, but I'm just kind of like, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, I think I'm going to take my camera off and turn my light off. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. So that's just where I'm at with it. I don't know why people continue to lose their mind over things that they cannot control. create your own platforms, create your own business, your own manufacturing companies or whatever, create your own banking systems. Heck, create your own currency for all I care. I mean, I don't know who would use it, but like if you don't want to use the dollar, then create the I don't know, the easy coin. I don't know. I just feel like people just don't see the bigger picture. And then I'm going to round this up by saying that the community is so embarrassing. Between the no Fugazi guy, you got Lil Wayne and his feelings. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I just feel like we are just destined collectively on a whole to remain a problem child that you have to always bail out. I'm just over it. I'm over it. I just wish we would just like shut up sometimes. All right. I got that off my chest. I'm curious to see what you guys think. I'm curious. I'm very curious about this one. I'm sure you guys are probably gonna be like, "Yeah, I don't care." I saw a little bit of football this weekend. I mean, football was footballing. College football got off. I didn't see any of it for college football games. I take that back. I fell asleep on the part of Colorado, but they were starting to get hammered early on, and because I was busy parenting my children all weekend at their games and tournaments. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Go ahead. I hope you leave a lot of comments and forward it to everybody because that definitely helps me get seen in the algorithm. Okay. And then make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Bye.